You two. Make yourselves at home if you wish.
Can we really?
I have invited you two here as friends. And when friends come over to play, our enjoyment comes first.
Whoa! Isn't this that legendary wall?
Why, you've kept your ear to the ground, I see.
That's because even the storytellers are talking about it. Everyone's after a piece of paper from them.
That's because that wall records Leo's secrets. Merchants have always been attracted to secrets. But the secrets of the mercantile world are of no interest to you, are they, traveler? You're rather special, really, and I think you're quite aware of that. If possible, I'd like to have your trust. But if you were to choose the more trustworthy person between myself and Kuching... You'd pick Kuching? I had a feeling. I originally thought her a bit too hard-headed. With someone of her character on the Chising, I've had some extra messes to clean up behind the scenes. But after she said those words, the time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Chising don't want to face that truth, then what future is there for Liyue? Well, I must say that quite a few of my doubts have been dispelled. I won't deny that Rex Lapis's passing seems advantageous to us. But, for Liyue's sake, we cannot allow ourselves to be shackled by rumors of our usurpation of power. Indeed. It seems that you understood what I meant to say from the very beginning. I called for the gag order and for the exuvia to be hidden to temporarily stabilize the situation, and also to prevent something similar to the incident in Mondstadt. With Rex Lapis's death, the Fatui have busied themselves with many clandestine actions beyond their diplomatic remit. As the Tianquan, one responsible for Liyue, I cannot be too concerned with appearances when opposing them. Allowing the rite of parting to take place was also meant to buy some time for us to take control of Liyue's administration.
It's exactly as Zhongli said. The Chising only provided the venue for the rite so they could use us for their own ends. Wait, that's right. Speaking of ends, could I say one other thing?
Of course.
Lyman's heard that anyone who sends a greeting gift gets a little something in return. So, does that include...
It's all right. I like direct people. Well, we have made quite a bit of trouble for you recently. How about this? You can pick any one object here as you please.
Yay! Paimon was just waiting for you to say that! Let's see, what should we get? One of the sheets on that wall! Don't look at Paimon like that! One of these sheets of paper will sell for crazy prices!
Hello,
Even if
hello.
it's only as large as Paimon's fingernail! Just imagine
Lagi
how
nyo sa
much
inis
more
ni
a
Bang.
full untorn sheet would sell for! Let's grab one! The biggest one!
Business related.
Huh? Well, that was an easy search. The biggest sheet is right up there in the most obvious spot. Let's go with that
Iya
one.
Bang, pakai YouTube.
La 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 la. Let's see what's
Pakai
written on
YouTube
it.
Bang.
Huh? There's a
Tapi
place
kalau
marked
pakai
with a
headset
circle
nggak
on it.
kedengeran suara
Oh,
in-game.
could it be treasure? What Whatever it
Jadinya
is,
aku
it
nggak
better
pakai
make us
headset.
filthy rich. Let's see what's written
Makanya
over
suaranya
here.
agak nggak jelas.
Sigil of permission, something, something, Fatui, research, copy. Huh? Aw, that doesn't sound like treasure at all. This piece of paper shows that a Chising spy discovered traces of classified Fatui research on the sigil of permission. Oh, Ningguang did say that the Fatui have been up to all kinds of mischief in the shadows of Liyue, spreading rumors, wanting to get their hands on the Archons, but research on the sigil of permission? Paimon wonders what they're up to. Speaking of which, there's also some connection between you and the sigil of permission. Seems there's still more for us to find
Ah,
out.
mantep tuh.
Oh, you really think so? Well, should we not go then? Oh, so you're saying that it's precisely because we can't completely trust Ningguang that we should confirm the truth of what she says for ourselves.
Oke guys ya.
That's way out of Paimon's league. Paimon thinks she's been nothing but good to us. Anyway, we'll see if you're onto something. Before we look for Zhongli at Dihua Marsh, let's go.
Udah lumayan nih. Udah lumayan sakit. Langsung teleport. Bang, geokulusnya masih berapa? Udah sekitar 25 lagi bang. Sebanyak. Geokulusnya masih banyak tuh. Iya bang,
You really were Fatui at the location written down on this piece of paper. And they look really mad at us too. Animal test 6301. Animal test 6308. I'm the frogman.
Harus irisin semuanya.
I'll protect us. Goba, get them.
Send this quickly.
Stand clear. Animal test 6308. Let's dance. Eat this! Goba, get Stand clear.
Belum belum. Itu storynya lawan kiri itu. Oh, oke dong.
Stand clear.
Yes. This is it.
Ada peti nih. Cilde itu apa tuh? Apa bang? Ada menarik cilde. Cilde itu karakter kan?
And some stacks of blank paper too. I haven't seen this pattern before. But where? Oh, Paimon knows. It looks just like the sigil of permission the
Wah, ada
child
cilde
gave
nih.
you. But how did a relic of the Adepti end up in the hands of someone like Child? Oh, that's right. Cloud Retainer said that when the Lord of Deep talismans like that were once used in the Archon War to channel divine powers.
Oh,
Maybe the Fatui are copying the sigil of permission in hopes of achieving a similar effect, being able to channel divine power in battle, and the plot thickens.
kemarin aku sepin dapat itu bang, dapat kertas terapi itu.
That's for sure.
Anjing, gak guna cok.
Alright,
Kemarin aku
that's enough
gacha.
sticking around here. We got the last stop on our rite of parting preparations to. Let's go! Paimon hates being late.
Nih bang, kemarin aku dapat ini nih. Nih, si cewek ini nih. Yang kita jalan kaki aja ya. Barangkali dapat 20. Iya.
Yeah, stand clear.
Bentar bang, coba aku pakai headset.
moment to quickly take down some notes. I haven't been out in a while.
Pulang sih bang, ada pulang juga. Oh, masih ada dah. Oke, udah jelas kayaknya. Kayaknya nggak ada sih suara in game. Itu mau zombie. Zombie itu yang baju merah itu kan? Itu di lock ya. Zombie itu yang di player ML itu yang jadi naga itu kan. Dua harus langsung meninggal bisa. Nah nggak ada kan, soalnya aku pakai headset bang. Kalau nggak pakai headset susah ngomongnya bang, harus dideketin sama mikrofon HP-nya. Nah sekarang ada nih.
Stand clear.
Selamatin Suaraku kecil.
Right on time. I myself only arrived moments
Maksudnya
ago.
kamu late ya bang? Suaraku kecil.
Did you enjoy your visit to the
Berarti
Jade Chamber?
mic-nya tuh, mic pakai headsetnya tuh harus dideketin.
It was so big and pretty and expensive. Paimon's never seen such.
Indeed. It's second to none in all of Liyue. Then you met with Ningguang, I trust?
She's super rich and so generous. Paimon, yeah, his take on Ningguang is quite different from Paimon's. He thinks that even the tactless Yuheng is more trustworthy than her.
Oh. So you also met with Keqing then? What did she have to say?
She said the time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want to face that truth, then what future is there for Liyue?
No respect for the divine. Indeed, contrary to the ever-bold Keqing, Ningguang is more of a businesswoman at heart, though they are both members of the Qixing. Although she's friendly, there's no way of clearly discerning her true intentions. Yes, she has only relied on herself to rise to her current position. No ordinary person could ever achieve that. It's said that she's the one behind the constant expansion of the Jade.
The Jade Chamber is only second. What's the most important thing to her then?
Why, Mora, of course.
All Ningguang talked about was the Fatui this and the Fatui that. She said that after Rex Lapis was murdered, the Fatui have constantly been trying to sink
Berarti
their fingers
Patuy
into
itu yang
Liyue, and that they
gede-gede
aren't to
itu
be
kan?
trusted.
That
Tadi
is
tuh.
how the Fatui have always been. It doesn't surprise me in the least. No matter what they may be planning, you must be careful when dealing with the Fatui.
So, is there anything we need to get for the rite of parting in Diwa Marsh?
Yes, as a matter of fact, there is. Today, we'll be gathering wild glaze lilies.
Glaze lilies? Well, why did we come all the way out here? Doesn't the garden in Eugene Terrace have some? Oh, right! Paimon remembers that Madame Ping is always tending to...
No, those lilies have all been gardened by people. They won't do it all. Dihua Marsh used to be full of glaze lilies. It is a sort of joyful flower
Oh,
that listens to human song.
Cilda.
Before the Archon War, Dihua Marsh
Gua
was all
itu
dry
coy
land
Cilda
and
itu.
fertile soil. But the war caused landslides. Of course, there are wild glaze lilies have the strongest fragrance. If we want to follow the true tradition of the rite of parting, we must grind up the wild lilies. But I'll need your assistance in gathering these flowers.
Cilda.
No, I need you to sing to them. Singing to the flowers will make them more fragrant.
So how good is your singing? Really? Why doesn't Paimon...
We'll only know once he starts singing.
It's time to sing. Whenever you're ready.
Oh, tanda tak lihat.
Da 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 da.
What happened? These flowers are jumping. They're really angry. Is it because you sang the song from Mondstadt that they don't understand here in Liyue? Swirl, mark, Those weren't glaze lilies. Glaze lilies wouldn't hit people.
This little monster is known as a whopper flower. The glaze lilies used as a disguise were buried with the whopper flower for too long. The result seems to have surprisingly potent medicinal value. Let's coat.
Well,
Sumpah aku
that's
nggak ngerti.
nice and all,
Lang.
but will those petals be useful for the rite of party?
Bu.
Unfortunately, no.
That's so...
Excuse me. Are you searching for glaze
Oh,
lilies?
ini Gayo.
Oh, hey! It's... What's her face?
Hello, traveler. I'm surprised you still remember my name. Ah, that reminds me. How was your visit to the Jade Chamber?
Well, it sure would have been better if you
Belum
told us
punya
how
aku,
to get
Bang.
up there.
Mana tadi
Didn't
Abang?
I tell you the way?
Nope, we found the way on our own.
Oh, I see. Uh-oh. I guess I really did forget to tell them.
Something seems a little off about Gun. She's acting different from the first time we met.
Ah, well, I met you at that time as an emissary of the Tianquan. But now, I am simply out on a stroll to see the flower.
You came all the way out here to see the flowers?
Yujing Terrace is whenever my duties take me.
Oh, sorry. We shouldn't have brought it up.
No, it's quite all right. I just haven't processed. When the Archon War came to its end 2,000 years ago, the first iteration of the Seven would gather in... Yes. Now that the spirit of Rex Lapis has returned to the heavens, only Barbados of Mondstadt remains of the first seven. The other five, including Inazuma's Raiden Shogun, are no longer the same friends of the current seven Archons. The
Wih,
youngest is
ini
Sumeru's
bekas
god of
yang
Dendro.
terbakar
He
tadi
is
masih
merely
kelihatan.
500 years old, whereas Rex Lapis was more than 6,000 years old at the time of his passing.
Oh,
This means that Liyue had been
Ganyo
under
itu
Rex
setengah
Lapis's
hewan,
rule
yang
from the
manusia
moment
setengah
it was
hewan.
first founded
Hewan apa, Bang?
3,700 years ago. The city has never had to bid farewell to its deity.
So what do you think of this farewell?
Huh? This... As a mortal, I've never dared to imagine a Liyue without... But as an Adeptus, I think I will eventually come to grips with reality. Since Rex Lapis has passed...
Huh? Did you just say, as an Adeptus?
Yes, I am a mix of human and
Oh,
Chi.
iya Bang.
Adeptus blood flows through my veins. After the war ended, I signed a contract with Rex Lapis and took the position as secretary for the Chising. I've continued those duties. Well, let's save that conversation for another day. You say that you are here looking for glaze lilies? I also know where wild glaze lilies can be found. See, I've just picked one myself. Here, you may have it if you wish.
We dare not refuse it.
Oh, so did you sing a song before you picked the lily?
Indeed, I did. I know this tradition well. In fact, I sang a local Liyue ballad to it.
Wow, so you really know your stuff, too. Thanks, Gun.
No, it is you who I should be thanking. If not for this chance meeting, I never thought that I would be able to contribute to the
Iya,
upcoming
Bang.
farewell for our ancient lord.
Itu sana ada tanduk di
If you would
kepalanya
excuse
ini.
me, I should return to my work now. Good luck.
And that just about does it. Our preparation, given the ease of picking glaze lilies, I think this was a fitting end to our tasks.
Yeah, Paimon can already imagine him starting a business.
I've had enough beginning a new undertaking, so you must be careful to...
Wow. See? Jolly stuff. All right, I think it's about time we head back to Liyue Harbor now.
Nah, kemarin iya deh. Iya bang, ya bang.
Ah, you're the consultant to Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. Mr. Zhongli, I presume. The Millilith are watching our every move now. These are desperate times. We mustn't act rashly.
Desperate times.
The Adepti of Joyun Karst are finally on the move.
Do they intend to exercise force?
Most likely. I've heard that some members of the Chiefs, however, both sides were quite obstinate.
It seems inevitable, given the current situation.
The Adepti do not acknowledge the Chisei.
Surely the Liu and Qixing are not the sort.
Their boneheadedness is known throughout the lands. Yet it's because of that obstinacy that mortals and Adepti are now on the...
And what now? How is it that the Fatui have come?
That's all Ningguang's doing. She proclaimed that in these tumultuous times, the Millilith must reign in... Only now do they want to start keeping tabs on us? Anyway, Mr. Zhongli, you're one of Child's close associates. Please understand that your actions will reflect on us. Don't let anyone catch you.
It looks like things are about to boil over in Liyue Harbor.
Do you intend to use your neutral identity as an intermediary between both sides? Or will you use your sword to turn... Neither path is an easy one.
Oh, by the way, Mr. Zhongli, we've heard that the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor has also been caught up in all of this. They're currently squaring off with the authorities at the gate.
Things are taking a turn for the worse. I'm afraid I must leave now to handle things back at what... Consider your next course of action carefully, traveler. If you're trying to prevent an explosion...
Having connections with the Fatui seems to be quite the double-edged sword. So what does Zhongli mean by looking for the fuse? Oh, Paimon gets it. If there's anyone that wants to see the whole city turned upside down, he must be waiting for the moment when no one is watching to do something real. Well, where could we find him now? Where would he go at a time like this?
Bingung cok. Belum pernah aku kesana cok. Di rumah dong. Pakai apa guys? Pakai ini aja ya. Soalnya ada berbar buat healing, buat support. Aduh, Bang Alpan lalu.
This
Makasih
is the
banyak
cool
masih
won't look
nonton, Bang.
impressive enough from the outside. This is where all of Tibet's Mora is minted, right? In that case,
Widih, harta
maybe they
karun tuh.
won't notice if a few Mora go missing. Oh, so it's a trap! Tricky, tricky. Good thing Paimon's got you here. But even if we can't take any, we can, or better yet, take a nap on top of a mountain of Mora. It's like a dream come true. Oh, right. Back to business. It's quiet. Too quiet. Huh? Look! What happened here? Uh-oh. Paimon smells trouble. Quick! We have to go make sure that the Exuvia is all right.
You've already fulfilled your task as guides.
Paman.
So why do you still linger here? Haven't you already seen enough trouble for today?
Huh? Who's there?
If you were Fatui, I imagine that you would be entitled to a generous reward from the Tsaritsa herself.
Oh, ini cuy
But
pemanah.
now, you're nothing but dross, and you're in my way. Although I'm deeply grateful to you that I was able to effortlessly find this secret location.
Iya kan?
Don't you think that trying to stop me now would just be wasted effort?
Berarti
Stopping the Mora mints, hiding away the Exuvia.
oh iya Bang.
The Chising are really...
So you've been planning to take the notebook?
As one of the 11 Fatui Harbingers, she will get that which she desires. I'm not asking the time for discussion and diplomacy either way. The battle.
Battle? So you're the type that goes look.
You could say, when Senora offended the deities out, instead of confronting you directly,
Susah nggak Bang
she
lawan
chose
ini
to
Bang?
rely on the snow and ice to make her escape. She wouldn't want the knights to come running towards the sound when she faces a... But as for me...
We won't let what happened in Mondstadt ever happen again.
Oh, so you intend to fight me? Good. I won't kill you, traveler. I'll just play along
Itu lawan
to
dia
feel the
30.
thrill
Oh
of battle.
anjim.
Besides, you could never defeat me, not even in your wildest dreams. But hey, fighting talk, I love it. Now let's see you live up to it.
Oke, kita gas.
This chance is hard to come by, so show me all you've got. So very few ever get the chance to square off with a Fatui Harbinger. So come now, amuse me, and don't you dare disappoint.
Bubba, get them! Animo test 6308.
You made some progress.
Don't break my glass. Absorption test.
That gotcha! Not bad, not bad. Guess I should take you more seriously. Haha, good. No wonder Senora was so wary of you. Well, that just means I can go all out. Brace yourself. This is about to get tough. Now, show me what you can do against the might of a Harbinger.
Let the show begin.
You've got some skills.
Stand clear. into the fire!
Not bad. Your swordsmanship is quite impressive. But that's about as far as you'll get. Didn't think you had that card hidden up your sleeve.
You were just playing us to get close to the Exuvia!
Oh, quiet down. Stop acting like some wide-eyed recruit seen this world. You of all people should know. This should have been expected. Well then, I'll be taking Morax's gnosis now. I see.
Ini yang ketiga
This is
kalinya kan.
most unexpected. You beat me to it, didn't you?
Yang ketiga coba.
This is going to cost you!
Baskan go.
You got the nooses ahead of me, didn't you? Did you simply move faster? Or did you leak the information regarding the gold mouse to me on purpose? No matter. And the noose is over now.
Easy bang, mana ada. Easy bang, easy.
Look! Child's back to normal again.
Well then, time to cool off. It seems the burden of the foul legacy transformation was too great for my body. I lacked the opportunity to think this through. And now that I consider the matter more
Kalau aku dinding
carefully,
bang, kalau
you
lewat
never
lewat.
had any chance of leading me to the Gnosis.
Licik
You
ya.
had no connection to the Gnosis, no matter where it had been taken.
That's what we've been trying to tell you. We didn't take it.
Your show of ability today far surpasses that of Signora's initial assessment of you in Mondstadt. Tell me, how could that be? You already know the answer, don't you? But if that is a secret you wish to keep, I guess I'll just have to curb my curiosity. This battle has already left me satisfied. Anyone who strives as I do to grow stronger shall be called a friend, even if our friendship can only be shown in battle against one another.
Pretty sure that's not the normal way to make friends.
Sama kalau dia nunjukin panah ke atas
I must bring
menghilangnya,
this amiable
dia nggak
conversation
kena
to an
di
end.
Oh,
My
ntar kita
quest
lawan
still
sama-sama bang.
beckons. Given
Bisa
that the
mendukung
Gnosis wasn't
Kopo
taken
nggak?
by anyone, then we must look once again to the beginning. Perhaps it was never in the Exuvia to begin with. In fact, it might be that the Exuvia was just a diversion of sorts.
Tapi nggak ada hadiahnya bang.
So you mean that...
Yes, it appears so. Interesting to say the least. It seems that the guardian deity of the capital of commerce is also well versed in little maneuvers beyond the boundaries of contracts. As such, we must now look to our backup plan.
Backup plan?
I had hoped it would never come to this. I absolutely detest what the truth is. The world belongs to those of us who desire to become strong. I seldom willingly mingle
Iya
with
bang,
any
iya bang.
dull and
Tapi itu
unfortunately,
bisa
we
model
cannot be
kop
picky about our
nggak?
methods as Fatui harbingers. Children must all learn to eat their vegetables sometime.
So what are you planning to do?
I will awaken the god that lies dormant beneath Guyon's stone forest.
A god?
Osial, overlord of the
Mah,
vortex,
mantep tuh.
who was defeated by
Ntar
Morax, the
auto
Geo-Archon
satu
in the
hit
Archon
musuhnya
War,
langsung meninggal
and who
bang.
has remained pinned beneath the waves by the Geo-Archon's stone spears ever since. If such an ancient god would be unleashed upon Liyue Harbor, do you think the cunning Rex Lapis would just stand aloof and watch?
But the Archon War ended 2,000 years ago. How can an ancient god appear in a world now overseen by the Seven?
Simple. I've already prepared the means to awaken it.
Hey, those are sigils of permission. Oh, Paimon remembers now. The Fatui have been researching them.
Indeed. The one that was given to you was just a byproduct of our research. With the power of so many sigils of permission concentrated in one place, along with that which was bestowed upon me as a harbinger by our Tsaritsa, breaking the
Anjir,
subdued might
keren
of the
juga, keren.
Geo-Archon spears for a time should be using the powers of ancient gods in such a situation fails to interest me. But knowing that such an action will not only force the Geo-Archon to show its hand, but you as well, that makes matters a little more intriguing.
Wih, awannya berubah cok. Wih, itu apaan cok?
Let's see. Will the nation that has lost its deity be swallowed up by an ancient malice once more? If you wish to drown together with the people of Liyue, you're free to stay and enjoy the show.
Huh? He's already...
Melek cok. Bentar.
gone! That guy is fast! What's going on?
Widih. Nggak seru cok ngelek. Nggak seru, sumpah nggak seru. Ganti mode kah? Ganti grafik kayak ini. Soalnya grafik bagus loh. Kalau grafiknya rendah, kualitasnya juga.
Paimon's exhausted. If we hadn't happened to see the Jade Chamber flying over just as we came out of the Golden House, we really wouldn't have known which way to go. Did we make it in time? Is the Overlord of the Vortex still in the sea? It hasn't destroyed Lele yet, has it?
What are you doing here?
Huh? Hold on. It's the Adepti. What are you doing on the Jade
Wih.
Chamber? Paimon thought you were arguing with the Chising. Is the fighting over?
Faced with a calamity of such magnitude, we have agreed to put our differences aside for now and unite against this common enemy.
Oh, Paimon gets it. So how do you plan to defend
Ada
Lele?
Xiao. Dan ini juga. Iya ada nih.
Overlord of
Itu
the
kan
Vortex
Adeptus kan.
guy puts a pin in Paimon's tummy, even from all the way out here.
It's not just you.
Ini ada kicking.
We've got new Millilith recruits who can't even stand at attention without shaking. The force of an ancient
Yo
god's
kicking
presence
ini.
seems to be
Ya,
too much
karakter
for ordinary
punya
people to handle.
abang awok
Which
KWKWK.
is why we must stop that monster before it gets any closer to Liu Harbor.
So the Archon War was fought 2,000 years ago against enemies like that thing? Now that's scary. So will the power of the Chising, Millilith, and Adepti gathered here be enough to stop that god?
We've already discussed this together, and our conclusion is not necessarily.
What? Wait, all of you are supposed to be the guardians of Lilith. Can't you think of something?
One certainly could.
Kayak akhir cok, kayak akhir
The
film.
Chising did once research the matter of the Guizhong ballista when it
Sumpah
piqued
kayak
their
akhir
fancy.
ini. Kayak akhir
And as fate
film.
would have it, one who did craft the Guizhong ballista with one's own hands is here. For what could you mortals ever learn of Adepti mechanisms? Yet it would take one, but a little tinkering to turn this ballista into an engine of war beyond your wild.
I suppose this is one blessing from the Adepti that we should be thankful for. So be it. We shall use the upgraded Guizhong Ballista to fight off that god. All the Adepti here can lend their strength to man it. We haven't a moment to spare. Our battle begins now.
Wih deh. Bang jangan lupa share bang. Aduh. Kan ngelek. Gak seru, sumpah gak seru. Nah, udah mau. Ups. Anjing, lucu. Ganteng tuh. Seru sumpah keren banget.
The Fatui! They're attacking the Guizhong Ballista!
Wih, lawan nih.
Three Adepti are manning the Guizhong ballista. Do not let the Fatui disturb their work.
All able Millilith, with me!
Let's go look too!
We Adepti have not faced a god in several millennia. Let one see what you are made of then. What strength remains within you? One wishes to witness.
Ini nggak ada apa-apanya gitu.
Back at you.
Wih, kemana orang? Wih, dua. jadi perampok. Keren lah.
That is Osial's divine power. I am very familiar with it. Be careful not to get hit.
The Fatui! Their attacks are unrelenting!
How daring. Snezhnai's diplomats will answer for this afterward. Every last one.
Say this quickly!
Right, Sam? It's the ancient god's attacking again!
Itu
There
mah.
are so many between too! We can't look!
Were you about to say we can't hold them, children? Don't lose heart. Here, take this.
This is dental energy. That light from your body. It's like the time in Jade Cars. Wow! It's Madam Ping's shockwave! This granny's really strong! At the frying pan.
Eyes on me!
Just casually.
Let's dance. With the blood of the Chelians, I guard you against evil. Cast your fear of injury by the wayside and fight with all your might. I too did this during the Archon War. So this is what Ganya's like in a fight.
My name means swiftness. Take my power and run as I do.
We're going too fast!
Child, you are strong in body and spirit. Perhaps you can withstand 3 forms of adeptal energy at once.
This will hurt a little. Please bear with us.
Once you've adapted, try to use this
Iya,
battle.
kan tuh.
Race you! Look at me. Power dependent myself. Let the show begin. Oh, exercise caution. I fear that the god's power has reached its peak. In other words, if we won't hear, there's nothing worse to come, right? Animal hyperstasis and eat this! Play with me.
Ih, cantik.
The interlopers are no more. Now we may commit ourselves fully.
Tembak.
It's working! We just need to keep this up!
Ini kan efeknya cepet banget, Cok. Ay. Sampai, Cok.
Be careful now.
The Guizhong ballista is destroyed. Without its covering fire, retaliation shall be difficult.
But the Jade Chamber is our last line of defense. We can't give another inch, no matter what.
I have another idea.
What do you mean, Lady Ningguang?
I'll sacrifice the Jade Chamber.
What is the meaning of this?
I understand.
Traveler, lend me a hand. Farewell, old friend. Goodbye for now. Let us meet again in the future.
Merinding gue, Cok. Widih, gila, Cok. Kamu bersyukur, Bang, bisa melihat 2 kali, Bang.
Is it finally over?
The ominous aura of that monster has indeed begun to fade. The effects of the sigil of permission last but a short time. It will be some time before the overlord of the vortex can make any waves again.
We are indebted to you for your assistance. If the Adepti hadn't happened to be here, the future of Liyue Harbor would
Anjay,
surely have been in
kali-kali.
great jeopardy.
Aku bersekali, Bang.
Save your flattery. We didn't just happen to be here. Surely you won't pretend to have forgotten the reason for which we came.
Come now. There's no need for such harsh words, Cloud Retainer. I've heard that when Ningguang began learning to do business, she had already started setting aside part of her then limited income in preparation for building the Jade Chamber. At first, it was only the size of a small
Waduh, bagi satu tuh,
but with
satunya.
continued expansion, it has become the palace that lies before you now. It is a testament to Ningguang's entire life, both as a businesswoman and as the backbone of the Liyue Qixing. Seeing the Jade Chamber destroyed in the defense of Liyue means much to her. To me, such cooperation and sacrifice deserves at least some recognition, don't you agree?
Well, I was really hoping you would say that such sacrifice could at least be used as some leverage in our negotiations. Thank you all for hearing me out. We know very well why the Adepti came here today. But please forgive us. We cannot yield to your wishes.
Oh?
3,700 years. According to our records, the Adepti signed a contract with Rex Lapis to protect Liyue 3,700 years ago. Even to this very day, Liyue and its lands have stood the test of time, immovable as stone, just as it was thousands of years before. This is truly no small feat. But that does not mean that the Liyue of today is the same city as it was all those years ago. Do not merely cast your protective gaze upon the land. Instead, focus your sights on our city and each of the citizens that dwell within it.
Are you questioning our means of protecting Liyue?
I mean no offense. I simply hope that our Adepti forebears would see Liyue in a new light.
Forebears, you say? One doubts you would be fit to be part of such a lineage.
This morning, Rex Lapis appeared to me in a dream.
What?
In the dream, I yearned to tell him that we Qixing, though mortal, are equally bound to the contract. Each passing generation of the Qixing leaves many things of value to be inherited by the next generation. I also thought to tell him how the past generations of Qixing had strove under his rule to survive in our mortal world, establishing a network of contracts which has since come to be known as trade. But I dared not speak. I could only gaze at him in silence until the moment I awoke.
Oh, Ningguang.
Yet another perspective. What are you trying to say, Outlander?
Right. That's something that happened in Mondstadt. It's a story about the Four Winds and the people of the Animal Archon. The Animal Archon sought to quell the strife between the two sides because he believed that such conflict would only...
Each of the 7 nations has its own scars from the past.
Though your point is the very height of simplicity. As Adepti, we've become a laughingstock, to be chastised thus by an outlander who has lent us such succor.
All right, all right. Didn't Ningguang suggest that we should focus on the city and each of its citizens? I know I already have, so why not see for yourselves?
I apologize for appearing in full armor. I am afraid I cannot show the proper courtesies.
And who are you?
I am Feng Yan, a sergeant of the Millilith. I have come to extend my thanks to the Adepti. I thought this battle would perhaps be my last. But thanks to the aid of the Adepti, our forces were not as badly battered as I feared we might be. Although I am a mere mortal soldier, I promise to hold the line and never betray the grace given to us by the illuminated Adepti this day.
Huh? Why does everyone look so down? Didn't we just beat that big monster?
Weren't you frightened, dear? It was quite the predicament.
I wasn't afraid. All the strong Millilith guards were there, and those powerful heroes with their visions were there. Everyone was there. When danger is near, everyone always protects me. And the rest of the time, they make fun toys and tasty snacks and thanks for protecting Liyue Harbor. Please, come visit us for the next lantern rite.
Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to participate.
Huh?
Because we are Adepti.
Oh, okay. It must be hard being an Adeptus. Oh.
You see, this is what Liyue is like today. The country of contracts is grateful to the Adepti for their protection. But it is no longer necessary for the city to rely on the Adepti's power to solve every little niggling matter. although their blood is weak, there is still strength to be
Tapi kok
found
nggak
in those we
hancur
call
ya?
mortals. The time of contracts between gods and Liyue
Nggak hancur
has
ya bang
long
kota
since
ini.
passed.
Padahal tadi
Now is the time of contracts between
perangnya
Liyue and its
di
people.
itu ya.
Seeing the port around us now, it is hard not to feel a bit out of place. Wouldn't you say so, Cloud Retainer?
Your line of inquiry is askew. One did not spearhead this expedition to Liyue.
Seems like the Adepti have had a change of heart.
Let us return now.
Eager to leave, conqueror of demons.
Yes, one understands what the Conqueror of Demons means. The city of Li... One fears that by the time one finally grasps the new contracts of Liyue, you humans would have once again... Fair enough. Away we shall.
Since we Adepti have consensus, then one shall persist no... But how will we ensure that the Liyue...
All right, Mooncarver, you needn't worry. It seems to me that this right of supervision is best left to the people of Liyue.
Looks like the conflict between humans and Adepti was avoided. All's well then. Oh, right. It's nice that we've got peace and all, but what if a child wanted to unleash the god so he could lure Rex Lapis out? But we were able to handle the Overlord of the Vortex on our own. So Rex Lapis never showed up. Oh, and speaking of that, don't we still need to get to the bottom of that Archon's death too?
Gini.
Ryman doesn't get it. But isn't the strongest lead we have the Adeptiless rite of parting that we're organizing? No idea where Zhongli's gone. Let's ask for him at Wangshan Funeral Parlor.
Oh, Rex Lapis itu Zoli. Berarti kematian Rex Lapis kemarin cuma sandiwara ya.
Race you!
Is there anything I can do for you two? I'm afraid that Wangsheng Funeral Parlor isn't in the best state to receive
We've come to see Zhongli. Could you please tell him we're here?
Unfortunately, Zhongli isn't here at the moment. It seems he went to Northland.
Doesn't the Northland Bank belong to the Fatui? Last time we saw Zhongli was before we went to the Golden House. Do you think he doesn't know about the attack on Liyue? Visiting the Fatui at a time like this, we had better go and make sure that everything is okay.
Ini seru betul ceritanya. Masih banyak cerita lagi kan bang, cerita lain.
Feel free to take a look around. You started secret.
Eh. ที่จบ
You call this cooperation between harbingers? Cooperation involves communication, you know.
Don't take it to heart, child. Besides, aren't you happy that you got to skip the formalities and bring chaos to the land? I'm sure you must have
Anjay.
enjoyed that. Oh, it seems that some of your friends have arrived.
Hey, it's Zhongli and Child. And you. You're also one of the Harbingers?
It's you two. I believe we've met once before. In the city of Bards, was it? I'm glad you still remember my name. Ah, right. I imagine that it must have been rather hard to forget watching helplessly.
Well, if it isn't you two. This is our first time seeing each other since Liyue was nearly wiped off the map. This is certainly a bit awkward, wouldn't you say?
Paimon knew that we should never have trusted a Fatui Harbinger.
Oh, now don't say that. Sure, I may have misled you, but I never had anything against you personally. Besides, I thought we were getting along quite well together, didn't you? Except for that little tussle we had at the end. Nothing personal. We just have different views, that's all. Of course, you may very well hold this against me, but that's up to you. The real deceivers here are Senora and Zhongli. Curse them for leading me on. So actually, I think...
Stop wasting time, child. There'll be plenty of time to chat once I'm through here. You remember the agreement, Morax. Now, if you would be so kind.
What in the world are you talking about?
The contract is fulfilled. That which thou seeketh is now bestowed unto thee. For my promise is solid as stone.
How sanctimonious.
What? So you're the Lord of Chio? No, wait. That's an exciting twist and all, but why give the Gnosis to the Fatui?
I do not give it for free. I give it as agreed upon in the contract. For it is a matter so...
Yeah, you don't think you went a little bit too far with that whole fake death thing? Everyone was preparing the ceremony for you and splat! This big dragon falls out of the sky and all of Liyue goes into an uproar.
Oh, pensiun. Gila, jadi dewa aja udah
Gathering
pensiun.
all the forces that had been bubbling behind the scenes, and then stirring them together in a pot that was bound to boil over. That's what he wanted to see. Am I right?
Wait, what?
Perhaps it's best that I explain. As you know, I've dwelt upon this world for more than 6,000 years. I witnessed the founding of Liyue, together with the Adepti 3,700 years ago. Even boulders that can withstand whirlpools will erode with the passing of time. I kept convincing myself that cracks had not begun to form, and that the end of my time had not yet come. Until one drizzly day, as I was strolling along the harbor, I heard a merchant tell one of his workers, "You've finished your duties. Go ahead and call it a day." I stood motionless among the crowds, asking myself, have I already finished my duties?
Oh, Zhongli.
But as I began to consider relinquishing my divine role, I soon discovered that many reasons still remained to not hastily depart. Was Liyue, the city I had dwelt in for so long, already prepared to enter its next age? I decided that a test was needed in order to reveal the answer. So I feigned my own death, and gathered the cast of Child, the Adepti, and the Liyue Chising to play their roles together. Indeed I was, The gnosis, which I had kept for so many years, suddenly seemed to have lost its meaning. That's right. Which is why I continued to safeguard the gnosis until now.
So you mean that if the chaos ever reached the point of no return, you would simply appear and use your divine powers to bring Lilith back under control?
Of course, and it would have been all too easy for him too. Just as a child quickly matures after losing their parents, so has Leo matured when faced with the death of its deity.
I was pleasantly surprised with the finale of the show that you all put on. Why, you even deserved an encore. The Adepti deserve the greatest applause, considering their years of seclusion. They hardly recognized the city, yet faced with such a crisis, they exerted the greatest amount of restraint. Not only did they manage to cooperate with the Qixing, but in the end, they even tried to understand the heart of the people. And hats off to the emissary dispatched by the Cryo-Archon to fulfill our contract, Signora. She managed to keep everything she knew in strict confidence, far from the eavesdropping ears of her All the while, I carried on as Zhongli, and fulfilled the traditions of Liu in this mortal form. Thank you for walking that path with me, Traveler. These things were all a part of my script. The only unforeseen plot twist was the conduct of the Liu Qixing. I had expected them to do no more than the Adepti, to come to the defense of Liu. But when all was said and done, they seized the opportunity to supplant Liu as divine protectors, and used the subsequent power vacuum left by my death to quickly gain complete
Huh? That doesn't sound...
On the contrary, I think it is excellent. I had always feared that it was too soon for them to take over from me. And it was also that which I longed for the most.
Hey, what about me? Doesn't anyone feel the least bit of remorse for deceiving me? You've practically kept me in the dark.
I think that thanks would be more appropriate. You certainly played no small part in all of this, wreaking havoc and turning the city upside down. The Lord of Geo ought to thank you for your performance, if you hadn't created the pressure of a battle between mortals, Adepti, and a god, the lump of coal resting in the hands of the Geo-Archon, Liu, would never have been able to become...
Huh? Just whose side are you on, mocking me like that? Are you itching for a fight? Be that as it may, you've come out of this as the hero of Liu. I, on the other hand, will be forever prescribed as a disturber of the peace, no?
Well then, with the Gnosis in my possession, I have no use for such idle chatter. We should return to Zapolyarny Palace and seek an audience with Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa. Come, child.
Fine. I'll meet you there later. I'm not sharing a boat with the likes of you.
Do as you wish.
Now then, is there anything else you wish to ask me?
Right! As Zhongli always told us, a good trade is a fair trade. Paimon has no idea what could be a good trade for a no...
Realistically speaking, there is no...
Huh?
However, I am the god of contracts. For thousands of years, I have made countless contracts. If the deal... My agreement with the Cryo-Archon will be the last of my contracts as the Geo-Archon. As for the bargaining chip that the Tsaritsa used, uncover that answer for yourself.
Udah jam 11:11 guys.
Today's the day of the rite of parting. Although the star of the show is fake, we spent so much time trying to organize it. It
guess we're going through with this rite of parting? I guess it means that those rumors hit the nail on the head.
So Rex Lapis is really... But they didn't catch the culprit, did they?
Oh, come on. Do you think that the assassin could have been a normal person? You know what I think? I don't think any of the gossip on the streets you hear from the... There's only one real possibility in my mind. I've heard that the assassin was that Fatui fellow. Youngish, pretty high in rank. I think they called him Child.
The Fatui? They certainly are very suspicious.
Shh! Lower your voice. If the Fatui catch you in their sights, Rex Lapis won't be around.
You know that god from the ocean couldn't have just shown up out of nowhere. I mean, it's been 2,000 years since Rex Lapis subdued it.
Yes, and to think that this happened right on the heels of the incident with Rex Lapis, too.
Say, do you think the person who assassinated our lord and released that evil god might have been one and the same?
Now that you mention it, that's very possible. Yes, it's very possible indeed. I mean, it all fits together. That person must have colluded with the evil god to harm Rex Lapis. Oh, that wicked, black-hearted scoundrel. Still, what sort of supernatural prowess must this person possess to be able to do such things? I have never heard of such a person in all my years.
Ah, forget it. Guessing's no use to us. Look, the Millilith over there looks like he's about to make an announcement.
Hear ye all, the Chi-Sing's words. Though a dragon soars ageless as the mountains, it too must return to dust. This is gods and adepti live glorious lives, but both light and shadow have their season. So too must they face divinely rumors and hearsay abound on the streets that Rex Lapis was murdered. Having been thwarted in his trial, Rex Lapis's soul has recouped the celestial heights. Nor are they to believe street-born rumors or indulge in baseless speculation.
Paimon needs a translation on what the Chi-Sing's announcement said. So that's how they're spinning it. Something feels off. Why would they suddenly give up looking for the murderer? Could the Chi-Sing already have known that... Did Zhongli tell them in secret after his gnosis changed hands? Exactly, right? Ooh, see... Look, it's Ningguang and Kuching. Are they saying something? Are their speeches over?
As said previously, Rex Lapis's soul returning to the heavens is the end of the contract. And it is also the end of an era.
3,700 years of contracts burnt and reduced to ash.
We, the people of Liyue, were indeed prosperous. But blinded by our prosperity, we forgot that time can be pitiless.
The long, unending dream of our Archon walking among us.
Now that we have awoken from our dream, will you stand with us as we re-establish our contracts? As we build...
So concludes the words of Her Eminence. Does Her Eminence the Yuheng have anything to add?
Huh? Is she looking this way?
Traveler.
Yikes! She really is looking our...
Is that the traveler who they say defeated the ancient god?
So young. The Liyue Chi-Sing always repay their debts. And as you have heard, our eyes see far and our reach is long. Name your price. You deserve that much.
Whoa!
Well, could you help me put up some missing person posters?
And to think I'd put my best perfume on before coming here, thinking you'd like it. But it seems as if those perfumes really were. Well, that's fine. Suffer no rivals in love, they say.
Oke.
As for the mortals and Adepti of Liyue, what shape shall our relationship take from now on?
Rex Lapis. Rex Lapis. Now that I think about it, if everyone, perhaps mementos for Rex Lapis might be the best short-term business.
Hey, Zhongli! Look at this. Everyone in Liyue is caught up in their emotions, thinking that they'll never see Rex Lapis again. And here you are looking all relaxed.
If you can spare.
Ha! That sounds like big talk, Zhongli. Paimon might have believed you if you were treating us to some third-round knockout, but you'd have to pay out your nose just to stand inside Qinyue kiosk. Are you...
You're right. I do like the Mora. As the Rex Lapis Morax, I can easily create Mora. But since I have chosen to walk this earth as the mortal Zhongli, I should abide by the same. When I was journeying with you, though I still had the Gnosis in hand, I knew that I must soon retire from my role as an Archon. So I had to.
Oh, no wonder. Paimon gets it now. You didn't look at the price tags when we were spending because you've never had to. But since you weren't used to not being able to just make more Mora as and when you wanted to, you...
Well, we were only spending Fatui money. You don't have to say it like that.
Gimana aja?
In the City of Commerce, we do not merely exchange money or goods. We also exchange knowledge, memories, and foresight, as well as positions, roles, and lives. The Archon Morax could never experience life as the true mortal Zhongli could, no matter how many times he descended to be with his people. That is true. But there is no journey that does not end. No meetings without partings.
Paimon thinks that we should make a move and continue our search for the Seven.
I fear that continuing your journey may be difficult. The nation that neighbors Liyue by sea, Inazuma, is Yes. The nation has been closed by order of its deity, the Electro-Archon Ball. And just as the people of Liyue preferred to call me Rex Lapis, she too
Paimon thinks we've heard that one before. Raiden?
That is the case. And since Raiden is also the shogun of the Inazuma Bakufu, people call her the...
That said, though people at the wharf were saying that the situation in Zhongli, since you're Rex Lapis, shouldn't you know something about what's happening there? Just how did Inazuma become a closed name?
It's because of visions.
Visions?
When faced with circumstances beyond their control, humans often bemoan their... But if a person shows true strength of will at a desperate and fateful moment in their life, this is what visions are. Magical foci bestowed upon those who have been...
Uh-huh. That's how people in Tibet see it.
But starting from last year, the
Vision Hunt Decree?
Yes. It was an order to seize all visions within Inazuma.
They want to seize visions. But why? Aren't visions...
I should think that in the Raiden Shogun's eyes, it is precisely because...
Whoa. That's
Anjing
harsh.
bacot
The
cok.
Anemo Archon is the
Ngomong.
god of freedom. And the fact that even I, the old, knowing her, she must have again quoted that adage she is most fond of. When 7 ideals for 7 gods. All right then. Was there anything else you wished to know? Well then, I suppose you'll have to find a way to get inside this closed nation.
Ada. Oh, ada mandi. Ular. Oke guys, kita tutup dulu ya. Udah lama kita ngeliatnya.